time, the third event that we are hosting, all three had to start 11 a.m. in morning. It has been a big challenge for him to triplicate his persona, because till date we can transform energy, but we cannot transform the mass. Mass conversion into energy is possible, but converting energy into mass is a really tough job. Had it been possible, we might have been having him in all three places together at the same moment. But I learn from him every time how to handle and balance the odd. And every time I found him a person, we learn how to extend service with a smile from him. Serving with his smile is always, he is an example of this. They may it be the maximum stressful moment. So I am not giving his physical introduction, rather literary introduction you can say, and in that spirituality sense. He is working in lot many forum in in many capacities. Inside the university, even outside the university, and at many places. But we always love him and his, appearance, presence. You can see, even if virtually you are looking at him, can't you see a literary figure sitting amidst us with all the Indian incarnation and decorum? That decorated view of that Professor Sahab is representing Himachal and even Jammu and rest of the India in that form. So from his dress to soul, from soul to person, he is a poet as well, he is avid speaker and contributed in many fields, in many forums. He has written physics book that I think 20th edition is coming from Senegage publisher. So that way, academics to physics to student activities, I don't know how is he managing. Learning management in the true sense, in practical sense, a lot many things can be learned from him. He himself is a moving resource person in our campus. Yesterday I said, sir, you have to be with us. He said, how can I be? I am having two parallel events at the same time and nobody else is to take care of. Then he said, okay, I promise I will come to you later or sooner. And making, there is a quote in English, making both ends meet. But he was having three ends to meet. So that way, that triangle cannot be, completed. He was able to make the both ends meet. But today, even before the valedictory, he gave his consent, commitment. Though he was out of the campus, he rushed to the campus and see our chief guest is amidst us. So that is where he is a man of commitment, and whatsoever he says, he does. वो इन्हीं को देख के डायलॉग लिखा गया था, मैं जो कहता हूँ वो जरूर करता हूँ और जो नहीं कहता हूँ वो तो डेफिनेटली करता हूँ. So that way I am having Professor B.K. Pandesha and his 6,000 something students are there. Still the activities are going on campus of Tex region. Students are making drones and the Formula 1 car race and lot many activities are going on under his patronage, and the man who wears the shoes knows where it pinches. And even after that, even after having the throne throne, and he is managing everything, and lifetime I can learn from him, though I always remain after him. Wheresoever I found him, sometimes it becomes for him to get rid from me. But still, I am handling over this. So he is a great persona to learn a lot many things. Great human being, great teacher, and a magnanimous soul. So over to the host. This much I have to, introduce him, and now stage is all his. You will be listening Professor B.K. Pandey Sahab. Again, his words of wisdom will be with us for the next few moments. So all of you would love to listen.
Thank you very much. Sometimes what happens, we don't come at the end of any particular program. And at the valedictory session of any particular program is only just a person has been decided to drop the curtain only. So I am the person of the same time here to drop the curtain. That's it. Nothing more than that. I am very happy to be here among the scholars and such dignitaries and personalities in the 4th edition of ELLC 2025. And really, I was listening to the dignitaries online, especially chairman of this conference, Dr. Sanjay Prasad Pandey ji. Really, I am a fan of your oratory and your gesture, even at the valedictory function of this conference. And I am very much thankful to organizing secretary, Dr. Raman Jaswal sir, and I am really fond of your smiling face online, and I wish to have this particular opportunity to be the offline with you, sir. Thank you for organizing such a nice conference, such gathering of the scholars, not only from all the corners of the India, but from the abroad also. Really, this conference is not only meaningful, but it will result a lot. And this will be the backbone for the newly started department of this Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, is the Indian Knowledge System, which has been started with the grace of Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor J.P. Saini sir. And the name for which we used to say that it is the one-man army, Dr. Sudhir Narayanji. Really, he can do all the things. Starting from the beginning to the end, he himself is capable of doing all the things, and that's why he is the head of department since inception of his joining in this university, and he will be here, and I congratulate him for organizing such wonderful online conference, and without spending a single pie of this university. It's great, sir. Really, you have developed a model for organizing the international conference, but I always afraid of the things that when our Honorable Vice Chancellor will know, then it will be the problem for us, especially the professors of the science and technology. One more dynamic personality is among us, Dr. Ved Rajananji. And when he has been selected to this university, just I got a bless and boon for our university. And only one thing I used to say कि कभी-कभी ये सर्च किया जाता है कि कौन हमारे लिए हीरा निकल आएगा, इसीलिए कहते भी हैं कि बहुत मुमकिन है कि इनमें से कोई हीरा निकल आए, इसलिए गली कूची का हर पत्थर उठा के देख लेता हूँ। उन्हीं की ये मिसाल है कि आज डॉक्टर मिलिंद राज आनंद हमारे बीच है। एंड वेन एवर आई use some, when I feel some problem in the council of the student activity, I call Dr. Milind Raj Anand ji as Hanuman ji, and he used to do all the things. Thank you for organizing such a nice conference. Most rightly, the organizers has chosen the title of this conference, that is the Indian Knowledge System and Re-Imaging the Literary and Cultural Episode. वास्तव में ये बहुत ही अच्छा टॉपिक है। अगर हिंदी में इसका अनुवाद करते हैं तो यह बहुत ही प्रभावी हो जाता है, जिसका अनुवाद डॉक्टर साहब ने खुद ही लिख करके हमें दिया है कि भारतीय ज्ञान प्रणाली में साहित्यिक और सांस्कृतिक ज्ञान प्रणाली का पुनर्प्रतिबिंबन। रियली इट्स टचिंग टू द हार्ट, टचिंग टू द हार्ट। Sir, as if we think about the Indian knowledge system, then I was listening the discourses among the scholars sitting on the dais here. I feel that this our Indian culture and heritage is that inclusive, and it include all type of thoughts, all type of personality. Either they are opposing us or they are supporting us, because we think that we will learn something from each and every person who are with us. And if we will talk about the knowledge which is hidden in our literature and culture, especially in our books, which is our holy and ancient books there, then not to go far, only if just we have the Ramcharitmanas, or we have only the books which are with us, then we will get the great insight for us. Just I am doing in my research laboratory, in the nanofluid laboratory, we have developed the aspirin with the help of the quote which I have taken from the Sundarkand, in which it has been written, Suno binay mam bitaf asoka, सत्य नाम कर हर ममसो का। Actually, there is the tree that is known as the Asoka. If we will have the extract of that, then using that we can develop the green synthesis of the aspirin, which is not only effective but also the chemical hazards of the society can be eliminated. I did it, that's why I am quoting this word. And even we will talk about the economics of that, then you might have heard and you might have learned that how to taxation should be on the citizen of a particular country. In that, a very good quote has been given there कि हर्षत बरसत सब लखे, करसत लखे न कोई, तुलसी प्रजा स्वभाव से भूप भारते हुए। Means that when the rain is there, then everybody become happy. But how that has been extracted, nobody knows it. It means similarly, our king should be just like to that sun, which is giving enough, and we have all over everywhere the water and water, but when he is taking, then we don't know for that. Next line for the taxation is also given there कि मन मारिक महंगे की सहजे तृण जल नीर, मन मारिक महंगे की तृण जल नीर। यानी what the essential item is there, that should be tax free, and what is the luxurious item, there should be the tax on that. I'm not telling this, just these are the lines which has been given the century and century ago, what has been mentioned in our literature. One more important fact I wish to put here, in our astrology, in an horoscope, one debate was going on. What was the debate? That if we will see about the days of a week, then first is Sunday, then after the Monday, then after the Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Why such type of schedule has been given that? When this debate was among the people and persons from the different countries, then there was no satisfactory answer. Because if we will compare the size of these planets, then I think that the Sun is the chief and main planet of this universe. That's why the first point is okay that the Sun is there, that is the Sunday is there. And then after why Monday is there? Why Tuesday is there? Because the second largest planet is the Jupiter, and next is the Saturn. That's why from after the Sunday there should be the Thursday, and then after there should be the Saturday. Why it is the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, even if we compare that, what are the distances of these planets from the Sun, then again we will see that this Mercury is the nearest planet. So after that, in that consequence, there should be the Sunday, then Wednesday, and so on. What is the logic for that? When it has been asked by the philosophers, modern philosophers of this India, then they tell that there is the Hora, and from the Hora, horoscope has been developed. And after the Hora of the Sun, that is the Sunday, the next after 24-hour Hora starts of the Moon, and then after the Mangal, and all those things are there. That's why this has been calculated scientifically, and that has been mentioned in our Jyotish, and for that we used to worship from the long back that Brahma Murari Tripurantikari Bhanu Sasi Bhum Suto Budhasyat Grah Susutra Sanurahu Ketava Sabve Grah Santi Kara Bhavantu. This is the literature. This is the Indian knowledge and system in which all the things has been mentioned there. Since this is the closing ceremony, I have not to speak much because all our speakers, really the great speaker and great oratories there with the Sanjay Pandey sir, the Jeeves Foundation chairman, and Raman Jaiswal sir, really, and Umila ma'am, really, who represent from the northeast, and she was also speaking Hindi very well. So it's my pleasure to listen to you, ma'am, and all the things are there. At last, I am telling you people, in our literature and cultural heritage, it has been mentioned that whatever in this universe that is of the great meaning, subject to the condition that what is our knowledge to use them. That's why it is always said that amantram aksharam nasti, nasti moolam naushakam, ayogya purusho nasti, yojikasya tatsya durlabha. No any word is there by which we don't have any mantra. No any tree and grass and even it, these things are there which cannot be used as the medicine. Nobody in this universe is there which is have no inequality. That's why everybody have equality, and it is important that how to use them and how to extend our understanding and knowledge to utilize them. Thank you very much for the grand success of this international conference and the 4th edition of ELLC 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I now have the honor to invite our esteemed conference secretary, Dr. Raman Jaiswal sir, to deliver the vote of thanks. Dr. Jaiswal's invaluable guidance and tireless efforts have been pivotal in the successful organization and smooth execution of this conference. Sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful words of appreciation. Well, during this valedictory session, first of all, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the chief guest of this closing ceremony, Professor V.K. Pandey sir, who is the chairman of the Department of Physics and also the chairman of Council for Students Activities, Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology. We all love to listen to sir your kind words and ideas. Whatever has already been said about this theme of Indian knowledge system, you have added another dimension to this whole theme by correlating both the scientific studies and the Indian knowledge system. So I am thankful to you, sir. I would like to address, though in absentia, our esteemed chief patron of the international conference, Professor J.P. Saini sir, who is the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, Gorakhpur. Respected patron of the conference, Dr. Rajkumar ji, who is the principal of my own college. The chairman of this conference, Professor Sanjay Prasad Pandey sir, who is also the chairman of the Achievers Foundation for English Studies. Respected Professor Jyot Singh ji, Dean PG Studies, who spared his valuable time for us during the inaugural ceremony in the absence of the Honorable Vice Chancellor. Professor Yadesh Kumar Yadav ji, who is Dean of Research Section in Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology. Dr. Milind Raj Anand ji, who is the chairman of Indian Knowledge System Department, newly opened there in Triple MUP. Distinguished conference convener Dr. Sudhir Naran Singh, who is the head of the Humanities and Social Science Department, Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology. Distinguished keynote speakers who spared their valuable time for the conference and deliberated upon the key aspects of the rich heritage of Indian knowledge system. Learned delegates from India and abroad. Officials and faculty members of both Triple MUP and Kotlapur College. Research scholars, literature, dear participants and friends from India. As we come to the conclusion of this enriching international conference on Indian knowledge system, it gives me immense pleasure and a deep sense of gratitude to address you all in this valedictory session. Over the past 2 days, the conference has truly served as the vibrant platform for intellectual exchange, interdisciplinary dialogue, and meaningful reflection on the depth and diversity and contemporary relevance of the key aspects of Indian knowledge system. The insightful keynote addresses, thought-provoking plenary sessions, scholarly paper presentations have all illuminated the timeless wisdom embedded in India's rich philosophical, scientific, literary, ecological, and cultural traditions. We are deeply indebted to our esteemed keynote speakers whose erudite deliberations inspired us to re-examine indigenous knowledge traditions through a global and contemporary lens. Their contributions have not only enriched our understanding, but has also motivated us to integrate ITS meaningfully into modern education, research fields, contemporary studies, and social development. I extend my heartfelt thanks first to the chief patron of this international conference, Professor J.P. Saini sir, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, Gorakhpur, who was kind enough to allow this, the collaboration of 3 institutions for organizing the international conferences and spared his valuable resources, both human and infrastructural, for organizing this conference. Indeed, this conference would not have taken the present shape and magnitude without his kind support. I extend my gratitude to the respected patron of the conference, Dr. Rajkumar ji, who is the principal of Government Girls Degree College, Kotlapur, as he readily agreed to our proposal. I also convey my thankfulness to the conference chairman, Professor Dr. Sanjay Prasad Pandey, who is the chairman of the Achievers Foundation for English Studies, who has made all the arrangements regarding the publication of the combined issue of the journal and arranged world-class keynote speakers for the panel of the resource persons. I shall fail in my duties if I do not acknowledge the hard work put in by the conference convener, Dr. Sudhir Narayan Singh, head of the Humanities and Social Science Department, and his whole team for making this conference a resounding success. I know he had to spend many sleepless nights because he was worried too much to arrange everything for this conference. This academic gathering of literary extravaganza would not have been possible without the visionary guidance of our chief patron and patron, the unwavering support of our organizing committee, particularly from Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, from where the conference has been organized through hybrid mode. Particularly Dr. Sudhir Narayan Singh, Professor Dr. Nilin Raj Anand, and Professor Mustafa Aziz, who hosted this conference, and the various other faculty members of the department and the volunteers of Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology. Their dedication, meticulous planning, teamwork ensured that the smooth conduct and success of this conference may be ensured. I also acknowledge my heartfelt gratefulness to the committee, members from Government College Kotlapur, including Dr. Devendra Kumar, the Secretary Technical, and all other staff members who made necessary arrangements for this conference. I also express my indebtedness to all the distinguished literary luminaries, including Professor Nishi Pandey, Ms. Niharika Sharma, Shri Praveen Kumarji, Dr. Sudhir Narayan Singh, Mr. Dhanpati Sharma, who is from the Royal University of Bhutan, and Muhammad Aisha Mustafa, who is their lecturer in the Department of English and Literary Studies at Seoul Lamado University in Katrin, Hossa. They all have been kind enough to shed light on the various literary landscapes of this topic of Indian knowledge systems. I also express my gratitude to the session chairs and co-chairs for their wonderful critique and for adding insights to the various paper presenters. My special thanks are due for the participants and the paper presenters for their scholarly rigor, originality and commitment. The active participation and engaging discussions by the delegates and scholars from different institutions and countries, roughly say 4 to 5, added immense value to the deliberations and truly reinforced the international character of this conference. As we conclude this conference, let us carry forward the insights gained here and translate them into meaningful research, innovative curricula, and sustainable practices. May this conference mark not the end, but the advent of continued collaboration, deeper inquiry, and renewed commitment towards preserving, revitalizing, and disseminating Indian knowledge system for the benefit of not only the humankind, but for the benefit of all living beings. Once again, I thank each one of you for your presence, for your contribution, for your cooperation, for making this conference a grand success. I wish to see all of you in the coming editions of ELLC. With this, I thank you all from the core of my heart. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Normally what happens that Raman Jaiswal ji is extending the vote of thanks to all the participants year after year, but nobody is there to stand to thank him, and because extending vote of thanks is customary for organizing secretary, but I again as convener of the conference, this 4th ELLC 2025, extend my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to Professor Sanjay Prasad Pandey ji, Professor Dr. Raman Jaiswal ji, and again Principal LANH Himotkar Government Girls College, Una, and all the, for the first time we got the established department of Indian Knowledge System, IKSD, Department of Indian Knowledge System, and partnering with us. So our new partner, and emerging partner of the emerging nascent department of our university, Dr. Milind Raj Anandji, all the club members of NDLI, and the above board, my chairman, CSA, Council of Student Activities, who brought this Indian knowledge system from the scriptures to laboratory and doing a great service to Indian knowledge system by dint of his labor, motivation, vision, and transformation of that vision into that task. So hope that all scholars of the world and all of us, we Indian, by adopting such practices, will make our country march towards the closer to the developed India vision. And Rabindranath Tagore, I could recall by closing that, where the mind is without fear and his is held high, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. So with this awakening call, we would like to conclude this conference, and I may, hand over the podium to Mantasha Ajit ji for the special, closing ceremony.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers, delegates, participants, and supporting staff. Your contribution have made this conference a remarkable success, collaboration, and inspiration. With this, I formally declare the closing of the 4th International Conference, followed by the rendition of the national anthem.
So you request President to close, declare the closing. Sanjay Prasad Pandey.
I request Sanjay Prasad Pandey sir to close the conference formally. Sanjay sir.
Even we can ask the chief guest to formally close the.
सर आप आइए, आपका वेट कर रहे हो। आप क्लोज करिए, हाँ करिए।
हाँ, chief guest.
I do here, for ELLC.
Thank you for giving this opportunity. Although I was thinking that Professor Sanjay Prasad sir will come forward to declare it. Even then, on behalf of you, sir, I will declare the closing ceremony of the ELLC 4th edition 2025. Thank you very much.
क्लोज तो नहीं कर दिए। शेयर करो, उधर आवाज नहीं जा रही।
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
ठीक है, माइक बंद कर दीजिए।
माइक भी बंद करिए, लीक
एक मिनट, वीडियो एक सेकंड रुक जा भाई। So wishing you all happy new year. Unmute करके चलाए थे कौन सुनेगा So wishing you all a very great wishes of happy new year 2026 and let us call it closing over here. So humble pranam and we will take your leave from this forum. Thanks a lot. Have wonderful times ahead. May all enrich. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkham bhave. So, bye bye, goodbye.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Everybody take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. मैं चलो आप ये खाएं ताकि कुछ देखे नहीं।
कैसे ठीक है लेकिन कहीं नाम छूट गया है ना वहाँ पर तो है ना कैसा है नाम अच्छी कॉन्फ्रेंस है नाम लिख सकते